Peace to the family, man. Peace to you and yours. Your boy Spin City's definitely on the scene. And here we are, another great Saturday on Spin the Globe, where I go around the conscious, the aware, the awake community, and I check on the entrepreneurs. We check on them mentally, spiritually, and financially. That's the thing about spinning the globe. You feel me? So today I have another wonderful guest. I will let her introduce herself. Miss Ayanna, please.
Hello, my name is Ayanna Spikes. I am the founder of Sisters Helping Ex-Offenders Realize Opportunities. What we do is we provide reentry support to men and women who are newly released on parole and probation. We also are offering an 8-week business reentry accelerator for newly re-entered men and women who want to start their own business. We basically look at what your skill set is in terms of the crime that you were allegedly convicted of, as well as whatever skills you may have acquired while you were in the institution. And we transfer those skills into a business so you can work for self coming out the gate.
All right, cool. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So you guys know me. I actually want to jump straight in to where did the passion come from? How did you go from incarcerated to intelligent enough to figure out there was another way past the felony, past the, you guys know where I come from. I've got into my dips and dabbles. I got out with the felonies and I got straight back into what got me in there.
A lot of people do. It's called recidivism.
Say it again, please.
Recidivism is basically a term that they use when it's like a revolving door. You get out and you go right back in, right. Which is why your parole or your probation has a violation system, because they're banking on you're going to get violated at least 4 times before you complete your parole or probation, period.
Recidivism, y'all. We have to learn something new every day. So again, Miss Spikes, please, where did you get the passion to even reach back to those folks and say, you know what, there is a different way away from recidivism?
Passion for me has been lived experience. I feel like my experiences can help others. I paroled in 1999. So it's been decades that I have been out of the institution. I was formerly incarcerated at Valley State Prison for Women in 1998 for accessory to robbery and burglary. Basically made some bad choices trying to be down with my cousins at the time. But again, I made some bad choices which altered the trajectory of my life. And so moving forward, I feel like it's easier for females because our society supports the so-called Black woman more so than it does the so-called Black man.
Right.
So it's almost like it makes it easier for us to re-enter, even though there are challenges and hurdles. I didn't have a problem getting a job because there are tax credits that a lot of these corporations, they get benefits for hiring a person that is an ex-felon. They actually get benefits financially for their corporation for employing certain individuals. And so it's an incentive for them. Even though I was able to, get a job, get on my feet, so on and so forth, there was always the felony hovering over me.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got out, I got a wonderful position at Madison Marquette, which was a real estate company in the Bay Area. They are the realtor for your Bloomingdale's, for your Saks Fifth Avenue, for your high-end stores like that. And so I was making really good money in that role. They wanted to hire me on permanently. I was depositing checks, like rent checks for like $200,000, $300,000. My parole agent at that time did not feel that that was a good fit for me. He didn't look at the fact that I had financial security,
Right.
the fact that I could take care of my 2 children, the fact that I could pay my rent and still have money. He looked at, oh, you're newly released,
Right.
Because of your background, I feel that this would trigger you to do wrong.
Wow.
So as a result of that, I didn't end up getting the job because they needed to get his approval to hire me on permanently. And he, at that time, as a so-called brother, felt it was in my best interest to fuck me off. And that's pretty much what he did. And so, I moved forward. I still was able to get jobs. I got into school. I ended up getting accepted into the University of California, Berkeley, which is the #1 state public school in the world. Within 8 years of me getting paroled. So I was able to get education, which for me was a way to have people validate that I was doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very strategic when I paroled. Mm-hmm. But again, good paying jobs, once they did that background check, regardless of me having the education, the bachelor's degree, regardless of me having the skill set and the experience, because of that felony, they wouldn't give it to me. So it essentially not only criminalized me, but it criminalized my children, because there were certain things as a parent that I wasn't able to provide to them financially because of the hindrance to me. And so I decided in 2018, while I was working for the state of California, which, was another job that led to a pension, but it was a lot of bullshit you had to deal with to get to it. I decided to start S.H.E.R.O. It had been something that I had been thinking about, starting an organization, working with ex-offenders. First, I was thinking about helping them find jobs, like actually opening an employment agency that caters specifically to that population.
Right.
But, as I delved more into the information and research, I thought the best outcome for them is to start their own business. Because through S.H.E.R.O, a lot of my friends and colleagues, when they would have kids that would get in trouble, I would be one of the first people that they would call.
Right.
And I noticed that as time passed, for first offenders, they would get 2 strikes with their plus 9 years. Like they wasn't just patting them on the hand like they did them, back in my time. They was like really setting them up, like really putting a noose around their neck. But I also noticed when they got out, because the institutions are similar to your college, your community colleges. Each institution is known for a trade. Some of them teach plumbing. Some of them teach you how to build computers. Some of them teach you how to become an electrician. Now, mind you, while you're learning these trades in the institution, you're working for the institution itself. The shareholders of that institution, if you look at CoreLogic, you can see that all these institutions have shareholders. They're publicly traded. They are the ones that benefit off that labor. But with that skill set, with the skills that they're learning in there, plus the skill sets that they use for whatever alleged crime they were convicted of, they can use that to start their own business. And that's what S.H.E.R.O is about. Helping you create opportunities for yourself.
Opportunities. Excellent kickoff. So there's so many things that you touched on in there. So I want to get even further into this job aspect to where you have a job inside. I only went to the Byron's Boys Ranch, so I only did like cooking.
And Brentwood? The one that was
right.
Okay.
And so I couldn't really transfer that over. I don't maybe at the time I didn't see how. So when you say folks go in there and they're grabbing a skill, they're getting something tangible, they're doing something tangible, they're servicing others, and they're making plates, and they're...
Well, wait a minute. Let me stop you, Brother Stan. When I was working for the state of California, I was working for EDD.
Mm-hmm.
I was in taxpayer assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what we looked at was different industries and how they evaded paying payroll taxes.
Uh-oh.
You'd be amazed that restaurants make hundreds of thousands of dollars a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say that you were cooking, that's not a little thing. That's why we have people from all over the world that immigrate to the United States,
Right.
and they open up your Chinese food restaurant. They open up your Mexican food restaurant. There's a reason for that. There's money in food.
There's money in food.
So it's not just a little thing.
Damn. There you have it, y'all. Right when I think is, man, I'm not going to be no cook. I'm going right back to da-da-da-da. So you guys can all see, you guys can all hear the tangibles, the connections from, tell your folks that are behind the wall. Tell your folks that recently got out. You have to go the S.H.E.R.O way.
Right.
Another thing. So spin the globe. We're a real spiritual, connected, cosmic, astrologic community here. What in your stars, what in your life, what in your heart, what in your universe do you think was your calling to S.H.E.R.O? Yeah, say, hey, man, what's your passion? And you have your human story. You have the real world experience story. Where in the universe? Where in the stars did you find the connection to be she, to be her, to be S.H.E.R.O?
Well, I am her. First of all, I started my trajectory as a child going into the institutions because even though my grandmother, my beloved grandmother, who was my heart, had 6 children, her only son was always incarcerated. He started off in juvenile hall, going to the ranches similar to your situation, but he progressed from there to actually being in prison and in institutions. Right. And so as a young child, we would pile in the car, we would stop at KFC, we would get a bucket of chicken, and we would go visit him. So I remember that as a kid. So it was deeply implanted in me to look out for people that were in institutions. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, as far as my birth chart, I am an Aries, Sun, Leo rising.
Right.
So I have the natural, and I'm a Capricorn moon, so I have the natural propensity to look out for people that are caught up in the justice system. Administration and administrative paperwork is like one of my strong suits. I'm a good listener. I really resonate with people that have been formerly incarcerated because I've been there myself. Even though when I was in the institution, I didn't know anybody, I recognized the people that I was around who would, get paroled and come back 3 and 4 times before I even left one time. And so I realized that it was a real problem. I do have family members that are incarcerated even now to this day. And even when I used to visit my little cousin, I would see nothing but us in the visiting room. Right. It's your girlfriend, it's your wife, it's your mama, it's your grandmama, it's your auntie. Yep. We are the S.H.E.R.Os that go in there and make sure you're good. We are the people that send the packages. Right. We are the people that are working with friends on the outside to make sure you get your mail and make sure you appear in court. So it's been in me the whole time. And so it's a calling. It's not just, I'm trying to sell you a course like everybody else on social media land. Because
that's why we're a more spiritually inclined community here on Spin the Globe, is because of exactly what you're going into, is because everyone's like, hey, I have a course on this. Hey, I'm the AI guy. The thing is, my father was a tech entrepreneur out of the military. He taught me a lot, and it followed up my stars, my alignment, my chart. So
but you are the AI guy. I've been watching you since Red Pill introduced you in Techno Tuesdays. I have been watching you for almost a year and a half now. I used to tune in every Tuesday. And when I could, like, hey, Jen, I signed up for that
Yeah,
because
come on.
you were talking about it on. So I knew that the AI thing with
Right.
ChatGPT, I knew that it was going to be a thing because that is one of my gifts. I can see the trend.
You need foresight. You need the
Yeah,
trend.
I
Exactly.
can see it when other people miss it. I can like see, oh, this is going to be a thing.
Exactly.
And you have been religiously trying to put our people on.
Yeah, for sure.
And you don't charge a lot. I've done a consultation with him before I actually started working with him. You know, he's affordable. He's not trying to like, you know, take your rent check.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You know, he's trying to really put you on to some game. And so I'm thankful.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it super much. I'm super appreciative. I'm super grateful for everyone. More back on the S.H.E.R.O movement. Because I like the name. Because it has she, it has her, and it has hero.
Okay.
So
you know, a woman is the hero if the man would only acknowledge.
Hey, I can dig it, man. I can dig it. I can dig it for sure. You know, I enjoy. I'm grateful for my mother, my auntie, my grandmother.
Right, because they held you down.
But I think my father did.
No, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I will just say this because I'm not a feminist or anything of that nature, but the masculine energy is very necessary. The father in the home, rearing the children, disciplining, using that logic where the woman uses the emotion and the nurturing.
Yeah.
You know, we need man, woman, and child.
Harmony.
So I'm all for that.
Yeah, true harmony.
Yeah, I'm all for that. So that's good. That's true beautiful, Sin.
But yeah, I love the name. So we both from the Bay.
Right.
This is where you get a spin the globe exclusive.
Area.
You know, talk about you definitely get a experience. What was your experience like in the Bay Area? I was a young teenager in the hype.
Right.
I love my era. I love my time. You know what I mean? Heavy in the game. 04 to like 2012. Just hard, just sideshows, town business, city slicking, all those good things. And then, you know, my life lead to an arrest. You came up in the Bay, your life led you to arrest.
Right.
You speak on our culture in the Bay Area, just for like this small section for the Bay, our culture and how it feeds the prison system.
Well, I feel like there is a school to prison pipeline, which most people do not know about. The teacher is actually probably the most powerful influence in the life of a child. So I'm so glad that a lot more of our people are homeschooling their children.
That's it.
And not, you know, allowing the public school system to dictate the future trajectory of their offspring. Right. There are 3 tracks that are going on in your public school system. The teacher is the one who determines really what your child is going to be told and instilled and made to believe they can be. If they are college bound, if they are trade bound, or if they are prison bound. What I have recently discovered, because I'm a 70s baby, so you know, I was in the Bay in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, but a lot of my cousins behind me, the probation officer is actually on the school campus nowadays, like as far as 6th grade. Like all the teacher needs to say is, you know, this person is a problem and send them to the office, and the probation officer is already creating a file, you know, within that person's cum file. To, you know, get them in juvenile hall, get them on the prison pipeline. Right. And so one thing I can say about the Bay, when I was coming up, it was a lot of love. It was a lot of community. It was a lot of people to be like. But of course, I was all through Oakland because I grew up I was born in Berkeley, but I grew up in Concord. And because my church I went to a non-denominational church when I was growing up. It was Christian. We would always go to Oakland to go to church on the weekends. And so I would end up on 35th Ave in East Oakland, not Deep East, but East Oakland, where my great aunt and my cousins lived. And so Eastmont Mall,
right,
was part of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I was all over the Bay. And one thing I can say, it was a lot of community there. People really looked out for each other and each other's kids.
Right.
I feel like as time progressed and as Oakland became gentrified, as the crime rates, especially with the dope dealing and the different things that were going on, it wasn't too many people to be like. You were either trying to be like the drug dealer,
right,
or you was trying to be like the girl getting money.
right.
Like I was the girl getting money back in the day. I am ashamed now as I look back that what I thought was the right thing to do influenced little cousins that I had who wanted to be like me. Because everybody has somebody that wants to be like you, including your own children. You're their real life superhero. And you don't realize that because you're just a young parent, growing up in the Bay, trying to make it. And you don't realize that your children, your offspring are absorbing everything you do like a sponge because they're trying to be just like you.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, I wish I had made different choices. However, I feel like I've been a trailblazer because I've always strived to get education, strive to be better, strive to have a better job, strive to purchase a home. One thing that people can't say about me, I'm never in the same place. When you see me again, I'm going to be doing something different. And I think that's the Bay.
Yeah.
That's what the Bay puts
doing
in
something
you.
different.
You know what I'm saying?
My brother always say that. Every time I see you, you up to something. You up to something.
Right. Yeah,
You
put
feel me?
you down.
Yeah, you definitely up to something.
Yeah, you up to something, all right.
Yeah.
You out here in Atlanta.
Yeah, we made it over to Atlanta. Another thing that I like about S.H.E.R.O, I want you to expound on. I want you to give my community some flavor on how to turn a crime skill into a business skill. You can choose anyone you want, give them one, give them that S.H.E.R.O from here, from however you do it. Because I know you have that mix. I know you do that blend.
Well, one of the things that we do once people sign up for the course, in the first week, we actually triage all the people that sign up. And one of the things that we do is we look at, one, what you went to prison for. We break the skill set down of that crime. Whether there's sales in that sales and marketing, which your drug dealers
give them that drug dealer.
You know what I'm saying? A sales and marketing, logistics, because you're moving product. So just like really breaking down the skill sets, of the alleged crime that you were incarcerated for, as well as whatever skills you may have acquired in the institution. Even if you were a cook, that still is a skill set, because as far as the institution is concerned, they give you a little test.
Yeah.
And depending on most people, I was amazed at how many people had never filled out a job application,
right,
let alone really paid attention to school, depending on what their background was.
Yeah, for sure.
And so your job is really tied to how well you do on the little tests that they give you in the institution.
Yeah.
But whatever you were able to do in there, whatever skill set you were able to acquire in there, we break those skills down into the actual transferable skills that you can use. And then we also look at what kind of businesses you can start using the skills that you already do best.
You already do best.
You know what I'm saying? And so with that, we're just basically allowing you to do what you do, but helping you legitimize it. Because one thing it's going to do is it's going to create a business for yourself.
Right.
It's going to get the probation officer and the parole agent off your back because you're going to be registered with the Secretary of State. So they're going to be able to see where your time is going, where your time is spent. We're going to actually help you to have a location to house your business, help you to build business credit.
That's strong.
Help you to partner with your Chamber of Commerce and different people in the community. Because as long as you establish yourself where you're not, looking at systems like the welfare,
right.
Your social safety nets, which are there for our most vulnerable populations.
Yep.
As long as you are putting yourself in a position where you can produce jobs for other people, other ex-felons such as yourself,
Ooh,
you winning.
Oh, that's heavy news. That's heavy news you
Yeah.
can use. Because, I usually say entrepreneurs need to be hiring entrepreneurs.
Right.
If you have that skill set, you can match the skill set. Hey, I came out in tech. You came out in sales. Now we have a tech sales connection. Now we're, again, employing more of our people because, felonies on you, that'll hold you down because, it'll
hold you down.
Yeah.
It will. No, tell me what they gave you and then I'll finish.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say I got 2 lightning bolts on my face because they gave me 2 strikes my very first. I had a string of robberies going down, old school San Francisco, man. Old school, street robber, old school dipper type movement going on out there, but it accumulated so much that they wanted to just give me 2 strikes to say if I ever do anything else in this life, that they're gonna go ahead and slave me out for the rest of it. And I was able to find entrepreneurship. Maybe if I even if I didn't see it, but I went straight into music. Young, kind of I'll get out, I'll go straight into music. But I did not realize that I needed to do music business. Right. So I would say again for the community, I tend to influence the YN of today. That's why I say when you connect crime skills to get money skills, I'm bringing the tech back to the trenches here. So with that messaging, even if a youngster gets out and their skills are in music and their skills are in, maybe they can dance. Maybe they learned how to tattoo in there. Right. Maybe they, with
you
those.
You understand, some of our most talented people are behind bars.
Yeah.
I mean, they make use of any and everything to make cards. Like one of the things that I'm hoping somebody will do, I don't know if it's been done, is actually a card company for cards specially targeted towards ex-offenders.
That might gotta be you.
Well, anyway, but they make cards in there. You know what I'm saying? Makeup in there. Like anything that you can think of making with whatever tools that you have, they make inside of your institution.
And they make it inside.
Yeah, some of the most talented people that
I have ever met. And again, they do it, and it has to be done for free because I know, folks are like, oh, slavery was illegal. Slavery is still right there, right on the 13th Amendment.
Well, not just that, Title 14. If you look at Title 14, which is like the Bible for correctional officers, slavery is outlawed except if you're in an institution. When you've been convicted of a crime, you're essentially a slave. Yeah, you're essentially a slave. So that's what I'm saying. Going in there, having to make these cards, having to make the good old license plate. Oh my God, they even make furniture like all the. That's what I'm saying. When I worked for the state of California, all of our chairs and different things came from prisoners that made them in the institutions. And they're gonna still go out there selling for hundreds and thousands. Yeah, no, it's crazy. And then see, that's why now look at that. Now look at that, like you said earlier, that school to prison pipeline. Because of course I'm gonna want that free labor. Right.
So it's even that now you get a bigger scope and a bigger scale to say, you know, why would I go to S.H.E.R.O? Or, you know, just giving them ideas and giving them
Right.
information that they can always use on the reasons why to come by, on the reasons why to visit the site, on the reasons why they should be supportive of you. I'm already supportive. I'm all in any capacity that I can be in, you know, even like you say, you're a forward thinker and you're catching a trend. So you'll be able to catch people coming out. Man, they've been in the last 10, 15 years.
Right.
They went in on a brick phone. They come out to AI.
Right. Totally different. Well, one of the things that I am aware of, which I don't know if a lot of people look at, and that's, I guess, the social justice part of me, is a thing called institutionalization.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that I do focus on is how long a person has been incarcerated and whether or not they're institutionalized, because some people can only function inside of the institution. Like it's a big gap between what technology was then and what it is now.
Right.
And so you have to have a lot of patience and care and empathy and compassion when dealing with those types of people.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, that have been down for like 20 and 30 years.
You then come out into this Jetsons world,
Right.
and you're like,
right.
Hey, you got to do this. And it's like, what are you talking about? Because I do understand about my uncle. You know, my uncle was doing a lot of time. So one of my uncles, he used to come back. He used to go in the garage and watch like a real small TV. He'll just sit in a real small space and watch a real small TV, like really to this side.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, go in the house, go in the living room and watch a television.
Right.
And like, oh yeah, okay, nephew, okay. And I just started to get it. I'm like, bro, it's still in his system from so many years of doing it. It's like, you know, folks that usually tell folks like that, bro, you're not inside no more. Oh, and then they have to kind of wake up. So.
But you know what? I went through that too. Even though I didn't do a whole bunch of time by the grace of God, you know, prison saved my life. And I will tell that to anybody, because the path that I was on, the things that I was doing, the people that I was allowing myself to be influenced by, you know, who knows what I would have gotten myself into at that time if I hadn't been taken out of society when I was. So I'm forever grateful for that. You know, I recently got my felony dismissed. And it's funny because the public defender who was my public defender when I went to prison is now a judge. And she actually signed my certificate of rehabilitation. Okay. So she got to see where I started and where I ended at. Because she was still, you know, part of the judicial system. And so I recently did get my felony dismissed in November of 2025, you know, and that was a milestone, not just for me, you know, but for my adult children, you know, because they have experienced everything that I have, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So even with that, even that right there, your children experiencing everything that you have, could you tell the community, could you tell the folks the impact that you felt, just so some more of us, you know, get the impact of being taken away from your family. You know, they'll put time on it, but I know sometimes for boys and men, the time can go like this. Look, they give you good behavior. You might get out early. You might get into a fight to extend another 30 days. You might get into a situation and don't get a gang enhancement in California for hanging 5 deep and getting into it with whoever. Now you're facing another year. You know, you're facing more and more. So the importance of.
Well, for me,
I forgot what the word was that you call recidivism.
For me, I've been a transparent parent with both of my heirs. You know, like when they were growing up, because of my incarceration, you know, I just kept it funky with them. I'm like, look, If you got a friend, they want you to deposit a check in your account, this is what that means. If you got a friend, they want you to do whoopty wop, this is what that means.
You can see it already.
So I wanted them to be aware. I didn't want them to be sheep for the wolves of life.
Yeah.
But it's hard because when you are incarcerated, you know, your kids are incarcerated too, because the role that you play as the father, the role that you play as a mother, you're not there to play that role. And nobody, and I mean nobody, hear me, loves your seed the way that you do.
Yep.
The grandmama, the auntie, the cousin, the who, it don't matter. Nobody is going to pour into your seed the way that you will. Make sure that they have what they need to have the way that you will. So when you're not there to do that, it definitely does make an impact. And then also once you parole, you know, there's like this hypervigilant that your family members, especially your heirs, have.
Right. Because
they're like, you know, are you going to go again? You know, like wherever you go, they think you're never going to come back. You know, so it can be a traumatic experience. So you got to work through that. And that's one of the things that I feel like I'm better equipped with the community that I'm building with S.H.E.R.O, the people that I serve with S.H.E.R.O, because a lot of the things that I went through as a parent, as a daughter, as a granddaughter, as a niece, you know, I'm coming with that experience when I'm dealing with my clients.
Yep.
I'm knowing firsthand what they're dealing with, from reestablishing their relationship with their kids to dealing with baby mama, baby daddy, to dealing with, you know, the court system, to getting your driver's license back because you may owe child support. Like, I understand all of that. And so I'm looking at the holistic person.
Yeah.
Not just, you know, teaching them a skill.
That's good for us to all hear because, again, like when you reiterate, hey, man, it's not a course, man. You know, there's real compassion here. Right. There's real wisdom here to where I can connect with you as a parent,
right?
As a sister, you know what I mean? As an extension of family, saying I've been there.
Right.
Hey, I might see you going there. You might be. Hey, if you. There's a couple ways you can go, so you don't have to go back in while using the same skills that got you caught up in the first time. That's why I really like it. That's why I really like it as well. So,
and also in the course, Spin will be one of the guest speakers. Because one of the things that we want to do with S.H.E.R.O in our 8-week business reentry accelerator course is not only help you to parlay those skills into a business, but also showing you how to build systems using AI.
Yeah, of course.
You know, to help it to run itself.
Yeah, autonomous businesses are definitely on the rise. You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely. There's that aspect. Let's see, did I have any more based on S.H.E.R.O? After the name, after the spirituality of it all? Where do you see S.H.E.R.O in the next 2 years? 2 years. 2 years.
Well, I think this is going to be a fantastic year for S.H.E.R.O. I think my goal by the end of this year is to have at least 200 people go through my program and become entrepreneurs and actually have, you know, where they're making money, not just that they have a business set up, but they're making money, which is why I'm in the school where we can build a community where we can still track you and be there for you as you're progressing in your business. But in 2 years, I hope to get Reentry University off the ground. My vision is to actually have a school called Reentry University where every business teacher in it is a formerly incarcerated person.
Whoa.
So people, once they come out, they are being embraced by formerly incarcerated people to help them navigate.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's my legacy.
I don't
that
think I heard that one
leave.
yet. Here we go.
Yeah, I want to leave that. That's going to be my contribution to humanity.
All right, here we go, man. That was a good one right there, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, family, man. I think I spun the globe, man. It's been Ayanna Spice. It's been your boy Spin City on a good Saturday. You know, we get in, we get out, we get ahead. So we definitely want to check out Ayanna. Tell them everywhere to find you right now.
You can find me on Facebook, Ayanna Spikes. Also, there is a Sisters Helping Ex-Offenders Reenter. Realize Opportunities S.H.E.R.O. There is a page on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram. There's S.H.E.R.O Bay Area, as well as It Means Beautiful Flower.
Right.
You also can find me on TikTok, S.H.E.R.O Bay Area. We also have a school. There is a S.H.E.R.O 8-week business reentry accelerator course. You can find that in the link tree on any of my social media, all platforms. I'm going to be, posting content consistently, leading to my school for people to join the course, because I really, it's personal for me. It's not just a professional endeavor, for me to make money, but your success is personal for me, because I've been there. And so hopefully you guys will follow me.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good, man. The team Spin, we definitely gonna be teamed up with Ayanna Spikes and everything for reentry. You know what I mean? I don't do crime at all. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice fella. But for all my folks, man, all my dogs from behind the wall, you know what I mean? Because I know I got folks behind the wall, and sometimes people get cell phones in there.
They do. I don't know. Oh my God.
You feel me? So a couple, so if you guys can get this early, whoever might, just in case you have a tablet or a cell phone in there, just definitely folks to keep up with that are beyond my scope of intelligence. Yeah, I do AI, robotics, tech, software, and I streamline marketing and sales. But again, she comes with different skills, a different approach, different spirituality, definitely to help our community become greater and get out of enslavement.
Right.
Okay, get out of enslavement using the proper tools. It might be AI. It might be a school. It might be a LinkedIn. It might be, especially as we're looking at social media change, y'all. Let's all pay attention. Like she said earlier, she catches trends. If you're on this trend with time, you hop out into the world and, oh, surprise, what is all this? This is this. It's AI, it's software, it's systems, it's SOPs, and the real people that know how to get it truly done. Peace to the family, man. Peace to you and yours. It's been Ayanna Spikes from S.H.E.R.O and your boy Spin.